Right. So first and foremost, I want to say congratulations to my man, my brother, Oschino, and Petey Crack for making it on the Breakfast Club. I know your career will catapult after this. So, man, it was a great interview. A short interview, but a great interview. I actually did my recording earlier, but I had a headache when I was doing it. I just wasn't feeling it. Right now, I'm feeling good. Got some food up in me. I worked a full day, so now I want to get my thoughts out. This is another In the Black Media production. Please enjoy, family. So, we see that a lot has been confirmed and a lot has transpired. So one thing we do know is that they no longer, or in particular Oschino, doesn't want to be associated, with state property anymore, because one reason Petey stated was because he thought that the group has run its course, and basically that the money wasn't right. Anytime there's 6 people in a group, unless you're like superstars like Boys II Men or something, it's going to be hard for dividends to be for everybody to eat like that, right? So what has been confirmed once again, now you got a lot of haters out there with other blogs that try to still throw shade on Oschino, talking about how fast he talks, and as if that has anything to do with what type of dude he is. Now I can relate to Oschino because I feel like I'm the same type of dude he is. I'm not going to let anything slide. You're not going to punch me in my face. You're not going to stab me in my back. You're not going to take money from me. You're not going to lie to me about getting my song on iTunes for $3,500, and you expect me not to just do anything. That's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? To me, that's like, it's almost like, again, a character flaw, a character issue. If you my man, you're not supposed to do that to me at the end of the day. So I do completely understand Oschino's position. Now, it has been confirmed once again that he helped write a few lines for Beanie Siegel's Jadakiss disc. Mr. Gifted and Talented Beanie Sigel also had help, as a ghostwriter. So I don't know what was the point of him bringing up that he helped Meek Mill and Oschino out. O'Malley out. I'm not sure, but that's been confirmed again. What also has been confirmed is Beanie Sigel. It appeared, we don't know it's between them two, but Beanie Sigel did come on the air on the Breakfast Club a few days prior and say that it was bullshit. He didn't steal any money. You know what I mean? And then he said, as a justification, he said, ask the other state property members. Now, for me, him saying that, if you ask the other state property members, what Oschino was saying is like, they not really going to say nothing. And it could be the case that they got paid and Oschino didn't get paid. There's no way you can justify Oschino or him being angry. You can't. I saw a brother say that it was Oschino's fault. Fuck no. If you owed me money, let's say if it was 50 grand, that it was, he mentioned $3,000 per show, so we can just make an estimate. Let's say 25 grand. He has children. That money could have went in Oschino's children's mouth, etc., etc. So you can't come out here and say, well, it was his fault. No, it was whoever got the money, who was supposed to disperse the money equally. It was their fault. And if you didn't give me my money when you were supposed to, that was some snake shit, and I'm not fucking with you. And all it does is reinforces the way I felt about you anyway. So yeah, I'm not fucking with you. Pay me my money back and then we can talk. How about that? So asking the other state property members won't do any justice, because they may be reluctant to say anything because they're hoping for a state property reunion, or Beanie Sigel has somewhat put his name back into the spotlight. And like people like Petey Crack said, they don't even want to go down that road again. It's old, it's over. But you got 2 different type of brothers in there, and I'm like Oschino. No, we're gonna talk about this shit, and you haven't apologized, and matter of fact, you're still lying about it. So I have to continue to address it. So salute to Oschino, right? So both of the brothers, they come in and they tell you that they kind of took things for granted, and Petey tells you that he got he got fame a little too quick, and they kind of got lazy and lackadaisical. Oschino was hustling, was the everyday life of a dude in the hood, right? He had to do what he had to do, but they're still around. So Oschino gets bagged. You know, he figures out a way. He learns after he was lied to, allegedly by Neef, that he needed $3,500 to get on iTunes. He starts researching. He becomes self-sufficient. Now he's monetizing his videos on his own YouTube channel, where he can make money for himself. He can now sell his music directly to the consumer, so there is no middleman. Salute that. Black entrepreneurs all day long, right? PD is learning to do the same thing. You no longer need a label no more. We see that with a lot of rappers. You know what I mean? If you want, you can sell directly to the consumer. You could be your own manager. You could book your own shows, etc., if you want to. You know what I mean? So going back to the state property days. Obviously, it wasn't a rocky road. You know, I mean, it was a rocky road. They were younger brothers. What kind of got me in it is that you had at one point it was a $300 million company, and these brothers could, basically couldn't really even afford to buy, the basic necessities. They had to sell state property, apparel, you know what I mean, for half off and whatnot. But see, that all goes to the hustle. These brothers are hustlers. So a hustler will find and make any way, possible. You know what I mean? Like Oschino said, when it was 10,000, I made it into 26,000. You know what I mean? So what he did was basically took his street hustle and legitimized it back into music. You know what I mean? And if Oschino's listening, I'm gonna be reaching out to you for a live interview. Real soon, bro. You already know. But and PD, you know what I mean? We could set that up. But overall, it was a great interview. It gave us a lot of insight into, their perspective of almost like the outcast of state property, not the people that's inside that little, the circle, the mainstream circle. And a lot of times, like brothers like this who kind of proverbially don't make it inside the industry are the real dudes. And not to say there's not real people inside the industry, but they persevered. They're still here, and they represent hope. They represent hope for, again, like Oschino said, he's the man in North Philly in his hood. So he represents hope that they could come out. And to speak on him and Meek Mill rectifying their situation, I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Whatever the circumstance that caused them to come back together, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Another good point that was made by Oschino is when he said that Philly really is unified. It's just really Mac, and that's a lot of truth to that. Because Meek and AR, squash their beef. Oschino and Meek squash their beef. All we would need now is Meek and Beanie to squash their beef. But there seems like there may be a little bit of jealousy and a little bit of envy coming from Beanie. And I think it has a lot to do now, listening, that he can't get back to his form like he wanted to. Like, the way he was able to project his voice. He even admitted that discouraged him from doing music or releasing music like he wanted to. So you see this young fly dude, at the top of his game. You kind of got mad that he didn't want to bring you inside his circle and let you school him. And hey, I don't really blame you for that, but also on the other side, I don't blame Meek for that, because Meek Mill, he got his own OGs. Again, Oschino's one of his OGs. You know what I mean? So he has people to look up to, and just because you were a phenomenal spitter and still are, and probably one of the best rappers to ever come out of Philly, that don't give you automatic entry into a circle like that, Beanie. That's something that you have to understand. And at the end of the day, though, this situation works out for everybody, because at the end of the day, everybody is now in the spotlight. Meek is still in the spotlight. Beanie has been thrust into the spotlight. Oschino and PD Crack have been thrust back in the spotlight, along with Young Gunners and the rest of the state property. So what do you do now with it? Rockefeller reunion, man. Let's put our petty differences to the side. Let's get a Rockefeller reunion. Whatever it means, whatever it is, let's do it. The people want to see it. and it'll be a good thing for music, because I'll go on record to arguably say that State Property collectively was on par with one of your best rap groups, top 5 rap groups ever. I'll put it like that. Top 5 rap groups ever. If I'm reaching, I know you're going to tell me in the comment section. But again, family, everybody's in the spotlight. So now we're going to see who's the sprinters and who the marathon runners are. We're going to see where this takes Oschino, where this takes Petey, where this takes Beanie. Where does me continue to go from here? We all get to witness this now because we had this rift, you know what I mean? And shout out to the Breakfast Club, yo. The Breakfast Club is probably the best radio show that I ever watched in my life, man. They got a lot of diversity. They ask tough questions. They deal with real issues. So shout out to the Breakfast Club. Shout out to my man Charlamagne, Angelique Yee, and DJ Envy. I remember I've been watching the Breakfast Club since I was on a bracelet, and it's got me through my days in the crib all day long, watching Breakfast Club, reruns and whatnot and different episodes. So salute to y'all. Continue to build your brand, build your platform, continue to bring the people in that everybody else is scared to bring on the platform. So this is Brother O God in the Black Media Hip Hop News. Take on Oschino and Petey Crack's Breakfast Club interview, family. Godspeed ahead. God bless you. And as you know, our channel was growing, and we will be back, family. You already know what it is. Peace.